lot of people be commenting. It was mainly on TikTok, but a lot of people, I feel like, aren't aware of like Oklahoma's, like, I guess, ranking, or like where its placement is as far as like just like the weed in the weed business area.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people that aren't that knowledgeable in that topic think like, oh, California, Colorado, that's where you'd go to get, you know, weed if you wanted to go somewhere to get weed type
I mean,
shit.
you can get some good dope there. Yes.
For an insanely taxed price, though.
Insanely.
Which
taxed.
leads into what I was saying, is because a lot of people will hear our videos and either see all the weed that we have and think that we're spending an insane amount of money, or see all the weed that we have and think that it's all like fucking boof, like fucking, like,
Some people think black market.
yeah. And it's like, I feel like people just aren't that educated as to, like, I mean, Oklahoma is like, nobody really knows shit about Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's a pretty, like, low radar state.
But you know what's crazy? A lot of people are moving out here, and they even have programs to
It is on the come up.
They're paying people to move out here.
It is on the come up. I mean, yeah, that's literally, so basically what I was going to say is just, so weed has just recently become medically legal in some states and even recreationally legal in others. It's only medically legal in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But before all that shit started, Oklahoma, as a lot of people know that don't know much about Oklahoma, I feel like the baseline of what people know about Oklahoma is it's all fucking farmland. Which is pretty true. I mean, obviously Tulsa and
There's a lot of farmland.
OKC, I mean, we have cities. It's not like all country. But there is a lot of fucking farmland.
I mean, I think we've done somewhat of a good job of showing it off, you know what I mean? We've been around, filmed a couple of videos out and about.
Yeah, yeah.
And our Oklahoma City video.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, we did a good job of showing that shit a little bit. But because of that, long before Oklahoma or any other state has had medical marijuana or any of that shit, Oklahoma's been known by people that, you know, if you know type shit, as a state that has fields upon fields upon fields of fucking weed.
Yeah.
So, like, Oklahoma's had that shit for a minute, versus California and a lot of other places, for example, didn't necessarily to that quantity. So whenever it started, even though it was legal there in California and Colorado before here,
Yeah.
they were like, it was a fresh, like, it was a new start type shit. Like, they had to just now start growing shit. Versus Oklahoma, as soon as it became medically legal, there was so many dispensaries popping up. Like, I know you remember, because we weren't old enough to get med cards at the time. We were still in, like,
You would just see them on bus rides going pop, pop,
yeah,
pop,
we
pop,
were
pop,
still
just
we were
left
still in,
and
like, middle school, and there was, like, I remember seeing on billboards $100, no, it was $99 ounces.
Yeah,
At
$99.
Treehouse, I think it's called, or some shit.
I still haven't gone
I
there.
still have not been there either.
Because everyone says it's shake and boof.
But, like, I just remember that shit, and, like, yeah, so basically, like, Tulsa and Oklahoma in general, but Tulsa has an insane amount of dispensaries because of the fact that there is an insane amount of quantity of weed, and so it's, like, insanely accessible. And then you have a lot of companies, like, a lot of the weed that we be buying from all these dispensaries and all the companies, they're local companies. Like, you did the video on the R&B, insanely expensive wax, that's all Tulsa companies. Like, most of the shit, a majority of the shit that you will see when you go into a Tulsa dispensary, it's all Tulsa company, like Tulsa products type shit. And you don't even really realize it at the time, because a lot of the products seem pretty big.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, a lot of this shit is from Tulsa, and, like, good quality shit. And because of that, since it's all coming from this state, it's fucking insanely cheap here. Versus if you were to buy some R&B wax maybe somewhere else, that shit would cost a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Versus us, we're getting it for a little bit cheaper of a price. So, I mean, yeah. And by the way, guys, it's fucking raining out right now. So if the audio is, like, if you guys can hear that shit throughout the podcast, we apologize. We, You know, it's only episode 6. We don't have a fucking podcast studio
We're
yet.
still working on that. We're still working on that.
But yeah, so you're gonna have to bear with us. But yeah, if it gets too bad, we'll probably pause the episode and move inside. But I don't think the rain is supposed to get too bad.
It's getting itself there.
But
Yeah. I agree with what you were saying though. And then,
yeah,
definitely makes sense. I think Oklahoma actually is fucking one of the best spots for weed actually right now.
yeah,
Just because it's cheap as fuck and it's still good ass weed. Like you can find some good ass weed.
yeah.
It's not California or Oklahoma tax, but it's probably the smoke's exactly the same.
Yeah, that was like what I was leading to end what I was saying is like what you just said is basically
Yeah.
I personally think that Oklahoma, Tulsa in general, has the best weed in America, I'd say, because it's best prices, best quality, and I mean obviously you can still get good weed in other places, but like you can't get it for Tulsa prices type shit. So yeah,
And think about it. Once, like, we're not even recreational yet. It's only medical.
yeah, only
California
medical.
has all that good shit and they're recreational. Think about once we
Yeah,
become
It's literally
recreational.
like in LA. It's literally like you're walking into like a fucking smoke shop or you're walking into like a liquor store,
Yeah.
but a fucking dispo. You don't. You just gotta show them your ID.
Yeah, bro. It's sick as fuck.